Namaskar to everybody. I would like to thank Mr. Bhagwan sir first of all to give me this opportunity to draft to be the person who is the project coordinator for drafting this bill. So I could not get that much time to draft the bill. So maybe there can be certain mistakes, certain flaws in that. So please don't mind. Yes, as ma'am has mentioned that a national law is not required as such and it is a state problem. But still we say when India has 29 states and 17 states are facing the problem of witch hunting, then it can be a national issue in this way. So if we have a national law in this aspect, then there is no harm in that, which I personally feel. And as far as implementation issues are concerned, it is the problem with every law which we have. So even the IPC, as ma'am has mentioned, is not implemented as such. Domestic violence, the dowry prohibition, in every family the parents they give the dowry to their daughter. So the laws are not implemented because there is lack of the social will after that. So that is the problem. But let us discuss the bill which we have drafted for this purpose. So the name of the proposed bill is the Prevention and Protection of Witch Hunting 2013, and this act will be the government consider that it will have the 6 chapters in all, having 36 sections in all, and the chapters are divided in different headings dealing with different aspects of the witch hunting issue. The first chapter is regarding the preliminary issue regarding the extent, commencement and the definition part. Definitions are mentioned which are relevant for the purpose of witch hunting. For example, definition of witch, witchcraft, witch hunt, oja and certain other definitions. Then we have chapter 2 which talks about the definition of offences and the punishment provided for those offences. In all, we have section 3 to 15, which talks about various kind of offences which can exist in this field. For example, starting from labeling, identifying, or branding a woman as witch, or accusing her that she practices witchcraft. So this is the first section where the offence has been made, and we have recommended that there should be a minimum, because the punishment we have existing 3 laws in 3 states and proposed bill in Rajasthan and also Odisha, as ma'am has also mentioned. Odisha is in the process of formulating some bill, but the punishment are very less. For example, maximum 3 months, and in Chhattisgarh, of course, it has maximum 5 years in some cases. But what we propose here, that there should be a provision of minimum punishment. So the punishment will be stringent. However, in every section we have taken care that judicial discretion has not been taken and judiciary has been empowered for adequate and special reasons that they can award below the minimum sentence judiciary can award. So for this purpose, labeling a woman as a witch or practicing witchcraft, we have recommended that there should be a minimum punishment of 1 year, and which can extend to up to 3 years with a fine which is minimum 1,000 rupees, it can extend up to 5,000 rupees. Section 4 talks about that in this practice, if one accuses a woman as witch and they commit any assault etc. on that person and it resulted in her death, then section 302 of the IPC will become in this picture, and the provision, as you know, life imprisonment or the capital punishment. Then we talk about if the woman is so assaulted or so instigated that she commits suicide, the non-suicide is punishable, and for that we have recommended minimum punishment for 5 years and maximum is life imprisonment with a fine ranging from 25,000 to 50,000. Then if like this is very prevalent cause, as all these speakers have mentioned, that the basic reason behind the witchcraft is not that the only superstitious, but basically it is the property disputes, because they don't want the woman to inherit the property, the husband dies or she inherits some property, so by labeling which they exclude her and they enjoy the property. So for that, it is also has been made a separate offence for this purpose. Then the the removing of the clothes, as we have now in IPC also, and parading her naked also, this is also another separate offence. Then different kind of tortures are faced by these women, ranging from branding, public beating, and made her to eat human excreta or drink urine, or stoning, or cutting of the body parts, nose, ears, and various kind of tortures have been committed. So that has been made a separate offence for that. Then another offence is that if some person damages the reputation of the woman, or generally another cause which we have not discussed yet, another cause of witch hunting is basically sexual exploitation. Because in so many cases I have read during the drafting of this bill, that when the husband dies or the woman is such helpless, then the neighbor or some influential people, they want to exploit her sexually. When she refuses, then they pay some money to Ojha and brand her as a witch in order to take the retaliation. So generally it is also things that sort of damage the reputation. So we think it should also be a separate offence in this regard. Then any misfortune, you have heard that whatever a natural catastrophe is, flood or drought or some illness or some epidemic, some death has been occurred in some village, they say this is because of this witch. Okay, so if anybody blames for any this kind of happening to that woman, it is also a separate offence. Then Ojha, Tantrik, Baba, Baga, whatever names, if anybody practices that thing and they say that we'll cure this witch, healing of the witch, or practicing that we by this a childless woman can have a child or something, some practices like this, then that is also punishable. Then tampering with the evidence. So whoever tries to tamper with the evidence of this witch hunting, etc., and also if the officers, the police officers also, they try to hide some facts to lower the gravity of the offence, that should also be made as a separate offence. Then attempt to commit any of the offence, that is a separate offence in this act, which is to be taken care by the Indian Penal Code. Then abatement of the offence. So abatement, it will be same punishment is to be awarded, which is the punishment for the offence. Then another aspect which I have incorporated in this bill is the community involvement, because this is not the individual offence act. We have seen that this particular offence is that it is community is involved. Even as man has mentioned, the women are also involved. They did not come for the rescue of the women. So if it is proved that the community is involved in this this atrocity of the women in the name of the witchcraft, then community also shall be liable, and fine should be imposed on each and every single person who is responsible in this gathering, in this group. Minimum 500, which can made up to 3,000, and if the person will not pay the fine, then the imprisonment can be imposed, which can extend up to 3 months. So that can cure the community involvement. Okay, so these are the offence part which we have discussed in chapter 2. Chapter 3 is about the trial of the offences, how the offences should be tried. Now in this chapter we have recommended that the offences should be cognizable, non-bailable, and also non-compoundable. So that is the provisions are stringent in order that it should be more effective, and it will have a deterrent effect, which generally the law which are existing, they do not have that deterrent effect. So, and the presumption as to the offence. So if the practice of which an atrocity on the woman has proved, then the law will presume that this person or these accused, they have committed the atrocity in the name of the witchcraft, and it is for that person to disprove this presumption of the court. Then if the sentence of, if the fine, because in every provision we have provided for the fine, and the fine has not been paid either willfully or for any otherwise, the imprisonment will be imposed on the offender. Then fine, whatever is, the fine is quite high, and that fine has to be paid to the victim as compensation. But this fine is not the conclusive in compensation which the government also has to provide. So this is additional to whatever government will provide compensation to that victim. Appeal, there is a right to appeal of the accused in this act, Then chapter 4 talks about the measure for prevention and protection of women. In this chapter, we have assigned duties to different people, different class, different sector of society, that they have certain duties. First is about the police, because generally we see that police does not register the FIR in so many cases. So the provision talks about that it is compulsory for the police to take different steps, step by step, to cover this, to take care of the issues. Then we talk about duties of the government, because this issue is not that, as ma'am has said, that only penalizing is not the solution, because we have so many acts, so many punishment we provide, but it is not effective as such. So there are so many things, that the sensitization of the police force and the common man, education, medical facilities, because when some epidemic, some disease is there, medical facilities are not there, they do not know the real cause of the disease or the death, and they accuse women. This is all lack of facilities and lack of education. So people must be sensitized toward this and must be educated. So for that, nukkad nataks, some panchayat, some kind of programs should be organized by the government and covered with NGOs in order to make aware of people regarding this evil. Then obligation on certain persons to report the commission of the witch hunt. So for example, the sarpanch or some sarpanch, etc., if they are under the responsibility to report the matter to the police. If they don't report, then it means it should also be punishable. Then person who have displaced this women because of the property, they should be disqualified from inheritance of that property. Then other provisions are there, for example, rescue of victims from that place, protective homes and rehabilitation center. If she has no place to live, government should take care of that women. Then medical assistance, legal assistance, all free should be given to her. Then rehabilitation compensation has to be given, and the accused should not get the benefit of section 360, that is the probation, and anticipatory bail should not be provided in these type of offences, and IPC will be applicable wherever it is required. And this protection of the officers from the in good faith. If some officer has taken some action in good faith, then he should be protected from the law. And power is conferred on central government and the state government to make appropriate rules in this regard. Thank you.